Olympus may be out of business in South Korea, but you know where they're not out of business? My heart. You got a job there, my friend. Today we have a completely pointless video where I want to test some of the fun modes in this camera. We're on the Olympus EM1 III with fisheye right now. Just as a short test, I want to see if this is doable for vlogging or if it's too painful. Do you mind that poles curve on this planet? I don't mind it. So let's talk a little bit about what it's like to be an Olympus owner, the flaws, and let's learn nothing.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So first thing we're paying attention to here is, what is the stabilization like on a fisheye lens? I've noticed this. We all know that Panasonic can't do wide lenses below, I'd say, even 12 mil is pushing your limits. There's still some stuff waving to you, like a Queen of England, saying, hey, you're my slave. We know you're reptilian, Queen. We're on to you. Go back down to the hollow earth, where you belong. Bring us some snacks. So Panasonic can't handle the wide stuff, and it really is unfortunate, because I have a couple like really amazing wide-angle lenses. Olympus does it a little bit better. Where it's unusable on Panasonic, it's somewhat usable on Olympus, and I like that. But it's still not perfect. What the hell is happening? If only we had a wide-angle lens to catch it all. That's the unfortunate thing about fisheye lenses. You don't see enough of the action. You just don't see it. So the sad reality is, if Olympus can't do it, nobody can, because they're the best. Here's with no digital. Why did I move? A couple flustered me, and then I started walking. I was like, I was supposed to be in the same spot. So now we probably have some warpy stuff in the corners. Or do we? Reeling at thirds. What if I was the warpy stuff? What happens in that scenario? Is that a life hack? If you're the warp, nothing else matters. Is this good content? Part of the warpy stuff conundrum is just me wanting to walk too fast. If I just took it easy a notch, it's actually very stable, I think. Even the Panasonic with the 12 mil Voidy, it looked good when I did this, briefly, for the 3 seconds in that video. Oh, I felt that. So is the fisheye doable for vlogging, or are you nauseous? Because I've noticed, like, I can correct it. Let's do the matrix shit. So we've corrected it, but it seems the horizon, wow, it bends still. No matter what we do, we can flatten it this way and we're good, but then we can't flatten the hump. Is this good content? I do believe it is. Hey bird, I'm gonna assume this is unusable for vlogging. Let's switch it up to the Panasonic, the Leica. They're selfieing as well. This is what our generation is now. Deal with it, grandparents. Before I switch, I want to do a tone test. If it's in here, do I look too stupid? Is it somewhat passable? Like, we know I've been genetically engineered and altered. How did Olympus handle that? Why am I at +3 exposure comp? That's a mistake. User error on that one. If you need like a Hobbit type of vlog, that looks like that could be my village in the sewers where JFK was shot from. Not a lot of people know that one. What? If this was a rectilinear lens, I'd be in heaven. Absolute heaven right now, because this is what I would ask for, the 1.8. But just before we switch to the Leica and appreciate some of the different profiles in here, my dream lens, I do believe, it has to be a 10 mil, because I think we've demonstrated that 8 mil still has the warpy stuff. So an 8 mil 1.2, that's not going to do it for me. 10 mil rectilinear 1.2, not heavier than everything. Just give me a break. Let's switch to the Leica. Oh my God, the beauty. Digital stab is now off. Leica lens. I've noticed that, I don't know if it's just this lens or what, but it loses me sometimes. In the bright sunlight, I've been turning and stuff, gone. Just not as reliable as we thought. You see it? Bright situations back there, screw this thing right up. I thought that was a contrast detection only problem. What the hell is happening? Canon would never do that. Sony definitely wouldn't. So right now we're in portrait mode for face-related reasons. And I don't know what the best mode is, so we're gonna test that out. And Olympus has a bunch of fun modes. I've been asking for stuff like that. So let's first see the normal ones. What has the best skin tone retention? So now we're in muted. Every single profile I do, except maybe the fun ones, saturation down 2, sharpness down 2, contrast down 1, and that's what we've come to discover is decent straight out of camera, barely needing a tweak unless you step into the sun. Then we overexpose. Will you correct this? So is it better muted versus portrait? Are people behind me, are they tone? Let's switch to the next one. Now we're in natural. Am I clipping more? Did the sun get brighter? Is that user error? Is there any difference so far between any of them? Let's switch it up a notch again. All right, I think this is the last of the normal ones. I enhance. Have you enhanced anything? Are you enhancing your ability to handle the sun? No. It's a pointless mode, but is it beautiful? Here's custom. I forgot to try that. This should have been the best one. This is what, oh no, there's human beings. Oh, run, run. Here's vivid. I actually boosted everything up +2, just to be fun for vivid mode. That's so vivid. How are we believing this? This is like a cartoon. Okay, I don't know what the hell is happening right now. If this is even working, the screen is, what the heck? We're in film something? It's like a film, but it looks like it's at shutter speed -3. Everything's jittering so hard, but is it beautiful? Is it playing normally for you? Because that is unusable. That is unusable. There's a human being. Okay, that was instant film, and now we're in bleach bypass, the one Fuji users cry about not having, and now they finally have it, and none of them will ever use it, because it's dumb. It's dumber than highlight retention sauce. Filming at high noon was a bad idea, but we roll with it. Here's bleach bypass 1. I was on 2. I'm going backwards. Oh God. Someone help. Here we got the monochrome mode. I never understood why you would want this, because you can just do it in post. Is there something special about having it in camera? Because you're really sunk into it once you put it in there. It's like you can always change to black and white after. Here's e-portrait. This looks like a pretty normal mode. All these things seem like, oh, I'm gonna change it and nothing changes. Or did it? Wow. Like this is underwater, but it means nothing to anybody. Here's color creator mode, and I made a magical land in a fantasy-like village. I like this mode. Okay, we're not gonna go through all of them. Some of them look stupid, but here's soft focus. If you ever wanted to make your own fairy tale, where a gremlin... Oh no! I won. Take that. Here's light tone mode. It seems like a gimmicky thing, but maybe it's better somehow. This sun, it just clips. This mode doesn't fix that. Is that a mosquito? I escaped from prison. Grainy film. I like it. Here's a pinhole effect. All it seems to do is vignette. I don't know what it does, but I do need this in my life. We all do. Did you bring the bagels with you? Oh, I'm sorry. I must have forgot. I brought milk. What good's milk without bagels? That was sepia. Irish sepia. You got any chewing tobacco? My horse left me. Their dramatic tone. Oh, the drama. I look like I work in a coal mine or something. So dangerous. Here's dramatic tone 2, in case you weren't dramatic enough. Oh my God. Is this like a cartoon? Am I a cartoon? Do cartoons handle... It doesn't even matter if you're overexposed as a cartoon. Oh, I found the life hack. Backlit doesn't matter. You're a cartoon now. Who cares? Cartoons aren't so judgmental. Don't ask. I mean, you can ask, but it's been a rough week. My albino friends and I, we escaped from a zoo. Don't even know why we were there. How come I have lightning wizard eyes? And nostrils? Wow, that's flattering. In a way. Oh, the green teeth. That's an interesting twist on that. Let's not do this anymore. Here's a vintage look. Doesn't look that... It just looks yellow, doesn't it? This is also a vintage mode. Doesn't really seem that special. I want like old-timey stuff, like 1800s with that wiggling line stuff. What is this? We learned nothing. I gotta say, I prefer taking this camera out than the G9, just because usually the autofocus is pretty good, though I'm challenging it right now with that backlit bullshit. Why am I doing it? Don't talk about how good the autofocus is if you know it's gonna screw up. Then you just look stupid. I'm tired of looking stupid. No more. Now we're just overexposed. It's not stupid, it's art. There's just one deal breaker on this camera, and it's the tiny file sizes every 2 minutes. It's so annoying to edit because each clip I have to edit the audio, and it's multiple ones. When I vlog with the G9 or any other camera, the G85, it's one clip, and then I press a button, Adobe Audition handles everything. With this, I gotta keep doing it and saving like 15 to 20 files. Pain in the bitch. But it's worth it. It's worth it. I continue to use it, even though there's no 8-bit. The modes are hard to use, and all Olympus suggestions have been terrible so far. All the users are like, oh, you can just fix this. No, you can't. None of the things you say work. You can't defish in video. Can't do any of the things anybody has ever said. Olympus users, they're cat owners, cats and rats together, and they breed them. You know, one thing I haven't tried in a while is going into shutter priority mode. Right now we're at 148 and 24p f16. Oh God, what if we step into the shade? Will you give me any tone back? Give me my tone back. Why am I at +3? It won't go lower than f16. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Wow. Even in the darkness? In the darkness? Tone. Come back, Tone. This is a pretty terrible mode because this lens only goes to f16, Tony 16. It's flashing now because it knows it's overexposed and there's nothing it can do about it. Why would anybody, just to get that motion blur? It is glorious, I must admit. Put an ND filter. If I'm being honest with you, the way I use this camera, which is just turn it on, I don't really switch over to slow-mo much. It's basically the G85. The G85 could do what we're doing right now. Same stabilization, it's just the autofocus, but I would have tapped and it never would have lost me So J85 is still the camera to beat in 2020. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. So we learned nothing. We learned that I don't know what to do in this situation. But still, thumb up the video. And buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. Subscribe for more videos and I'll see you in the next one.